Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are listening to this recording from. My name is Mahdi, CEO of the Soul Focus Group and co-founder of Strength for the Struggle, along with Dr. Harvey Nichols. First of all, I want to thank you all for being so supportive of these sessions that we've been doing for people who do DEI work, racial equity work, etc. We know that work can be very, very trying and challenging. And so Dr. Harvey Nichols came to me with this idea and asked me to take part in it. I'm so glad that I could feel what he was feeling in terms of wanting to loan support to people who do this work. After 30 some odd years of doing racial equity, DEI work, anti-racism work, whatever you want to call it, it could have a toll on you. Wanting to bring about a difference in society puts a different responsibility on you. And so when Dr. Harvey Nichols came to me and asked me if I wanted to play a role in this, I jumped at the opportunity, and I want to thank him for bringing it to me and for seeing something in me to want to partner with me to be able to provide these sessions for you all. So again, thank you for participating. Thank you for telling people about it. Thank you for allowing us to share what we have experienced and what we have studied and understood with you. Today, I want to do something different rather than just emailing you a letter like I've normally been doing. I want to do a recording so I could reach out to you, I think, even more intimately. So recently, I want to share something with you. Recently, I was about to make a financial move, and a pretty significant financial move. And I found myself doubting if whether or not I could successfully handle the financial obligation that I was in the process of taking on. And it caught me by surprise because, I've done a lot of work on myself, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't see that doubt raising up in me, but it did. And so because I have the tools, it's just like driving a car. Sometimes you may get a flat tire. And if you get a flat tire, knowing how to change your flat is so important, right? So in life, it's not that we don't go after the technology to make our lives better so our lives will be perfect. No. We will get flat tires, we will get breakdowns, but knowing how to fix the breakdown, knowing how to fix the tire is so important. So here I go. I get a flat tire, a doubt about the financial move that I was about to make, and I immediately began to apply some of the tools that I have in my toolbox. And one of the tools I have in my toolbox is I always talk to myself, and thank God we know that you're not crazy if you talk to yourself. So I talk to myself all the time. So I began to question what was at the root of the doubt. Why am I doubting myself at this point in time in my life, with all the things I've accomplished, with all the financial things I've achieved, and et cetera, why am I doubting myself about this? Sometimes we have amnesia. We forget what we've achieved. We forget what we've overcome. And our ego has a tendency to get us to believe that we can't do what we know we've already done already, right? So we begin to doubt, and I began to doubt. But I wanted to get at the source of what the doubt was, and what the doubt has been, not just this time, but what it has been before. Because the doubt is never different. We may find ourselves doubting ourselves for it seems like a different reason, but the doubt is always the same. Doubt always manifests itself. Self-doubt always manifests, and it shows up for the same reason every time. So here it goes. I'm getting to the root of it. I want to go and understand what is the root of why I'm doubting myself. And self said to me, you're doubting yourself because you haven't gone all in yet. Now, I want to be honest with you. It caught me by surprise because in my conscious mind, I want to say this, in my conscious mind, I felt to a certain degree that I was going all out, at least for the past 20 years of my life, going all out. And when myself said that to me, because myself is with me all the time, you are with yourself all the time, 24 hours a day. You are a witness to yourself. You know the truth about yourself on a deeper level. So here I am asking self, well, I thought I was going all in. Self said no. So what I realized is that I did not know really what going all in was. I really didn't have a solid understanding of what going all in looks like, what it feels like, what it requires us to go all in. Now, in a minute, I'm going to tie this into the title that Dr. Harvey Nichols decided to call these sessions that we do with you all, Strength for the Struggle, because I want to tie it into that, so that just hold on for a second as I go through this story with you about my life. So self says to me, you're not going all in. And I say, well, what is going all in? And self said to me, going all in is when you allow your internal resources, your talents, your gifts, your abilities, your passion, your enthusiasm, all the resources you have within yourself, when you allow them to flow in the direction of your desire, that is when you are all in. Now, think about that for a minute, because it hit me hard that in reality that I had not been going all in. I had not been allowing my internal resources to flow in the direction of my desires. In other words, I was putting up resistance, unconscious resistance. I had narratives, storylines. I was using language. I had that all sort of resisted some of my resources flowing. So in case I don't win, in case it don't work out right, I was holding some resources back unconsciously. So that means I was not going all in. When you go all in, you let all your internal resources flow in the direction of your desires. Think about that for a minute. Now ask yourself this question: where in my life where I know what I want, I'm clear about what I want, but I'm still resisting to allow my internal resources to flow in the direction of my identified dream, my identified desire, my identified destiny, my identified purpose, whatever it is? Where am I holding back my resources? Because wherever you're holding back your resources is where you are not all in. Now, I want you to know something. Life looks totally different when you go all in than when it does when we are in resistance, right? When we're in resistance, things can come at us differently. The very same task that you do when you're all in looks different to you when you are in resistance. All right, now, I want to tell you a little story, little analogy using the story of two neighbors. There's these two guys who live next door to each other. Nice subdivision, beautiful waterfalls. It's a gated community. You go in the gate, and at night, there's lighting at the waterfalls. It's just beautiful, like picturesque. And in the day, if you drive around the subdivision, everybody's lawns are neatly manicured, and it's a beautiful place. So there's these two guys that live next to each other. One, they both mow the lawn on Sunday morning, like a ritual. However, they do it differently. They do it from a different place, from a different position. One loves to mow his lawn. He loves to mow his lawn. He loves to care for his lawn, manicure the lawn, etc., etc. And he's even gotten awards for doing so. The other does it on Sunday because mainly his wife highly enthusiastically encourages him to mow the lawn on Sunday, right? So that has become a ritual. So when they go out and mow their lawn, the guy who's enthusiastically encouraged to mow the lawn by his wife does it from a certain place. He's in a certain position within himself as he's mowing the grass. And you can see it's not a pleasurable thing. It is a duty. It is something he's trying to get over with. You know, he's like, so let's get his attitude. Let me just get this over with so I could go back and watch the game, or I could go back and do A, B, and C, and D, right? So he's mowing the lawn, not from a place of allowing his desire, allowing his resources to flow in the direction of his desires. Matter of fact, it's not even his desire to really mow the grass, to mow the lawn. It's his desire to satisfy his wife. But because he's in conflict with himself, he is mowing the lawn from a place of struggle. I want you to follow me. He's mowing the lawn from a place of struggle. Whereas the other guy is mowing the lawn from a place of strength. Why? Because his desire is to mow the lawn. His desire is to manicure the lawn. His desire is to have it looking pristine because he loves it. So all of his internal resources are flowing in the direction of his desires. He is mowing his lawn from a place of strength. Y'all saw that? You see that? He's mowing the lawn from a place of strength, whereas the other guy is mowing the lawn from a place of struggle. Now, why is this important? This is important because oftentimes, not oftentimes, 100% of the time, perspective is everything. Because perspective is position. So if I'm mowing the lawn, or if I'm doing anything, if I'm doing DEI work from the position of struggle, that means that there is some conflict within myself. Either I'm not clear about what the desire is that I'm trying to fulfill, or I'm trying to do this, or I'm doing this to satisfy someone else, and I have not identified my own desire in doing this. When we haven't identified our own desire in doing whatever we're doing, it is next to impossible to even allow your resources to flow in that direction. But when you get clear about what you want from what you're doing, and I would say for years, we did this work. I did this work from a place of conflict, from a place of struggle, because I hadn't identified what was in it for me. Listen, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you identifying and saying to yourself, what's in this for me? Why am I doing this DEI work? What is it that I want for me? And some of you would be embarrassed to say what it is, but you shouldn't be, because you have to identify what your desire is in doing this work in order to be able to get to a place of strength. Now, a position of strength, not a place, a position of strength. And a position of strength is when you are totally on your own side. It's when you're no longer getting in your own way, when you're not putting up resistance to having what you want, being where you want to be, and feeling what you want to feel. Struggle is when you are putting up resistance within yourself, when you're holding back your resources because you're not clear about what you want, or you're clear about what you want, but you are ashamed, or you're worried about what other people are going to think about what you want. You don't go all in until you let all those resources flow in that direction. And when you go all in, you put yourself in a position of strength. Strength is not about your ability to pick up weight or to be able to hold back or resist. Strength is about that place where you are on the path of least resistance within yourself. I'll say it again. Strength is that position that you put yourself in when you are on the path of least resistance within yourself. You are not getting in your own way. Dr. Harvey, Nicholas, and I want you to put yourself in the position of strength and to take yourself out of the position of struggle. So to do that, identify what you desire from doing this work. Be honest with yourself. Be totally honest with yourself. And then once you identify what it is that you desire from doing this work, then allow your resources, your internal resources, your intelligence, your intuition, your genius, your wisdom, your passion, your enthusiasm, your genius, all of those beautiful things. Allow your resources to flow unabated toward your desires, and watch what you do while you're in the position of strength. In the position of strength, life is easy. In the position of struggle, life is hard. We have a decision to make. Do you want to put yourself in the position of strength, or are you cool with being in the position of struggle. It's your choice. Choose to put yourself in the position of strength. I'm M, CEO of the Soul Focus Group. I'm so excited about being able to have these conversations with you. I hope this conversation has helped, because when we talk about strength for the struggle, we want you to understand the perspective in which strength and struggle comes from. You are far greater and more effective in your life and in your work, DEI work, when you are in the position of strength than you are when you're in a position of struggle. Thank you for listening. Look forward to seeing you this session coming up soon. And make sure you invite a friend, invite someone. Let's build up the momentum for helping people ascend into the position of strength, and rather than being in the position of struggle. Peace.